Oh, hi guys, it's me, Ren. Welcome to my channel, and yeah. So, yep, this time I want to talk about Japanese card that was the update right now, but I also want to go through a little bit about the history, and also want to talk about the media's role. Yep, and yeah, just recently, Japanese card like they finally the mother like finally mother yeah murderer just finally admit that he is guilty for having the crime, but right now the court is holding it back because they think that actually it is not fit towards what we have on the civil sounds, like the sounds from the society right now. So they're holding it back and asking it like, okay, let's delay it. So somehow like a discrimination for us, to be honest, like, because they start from saying that, oh, because our church having someone who killed the Shinzo Abe, and so then that's why they want to do the investigation from us, and after that they say that it's because of our public fund, and they continue to do all this discrimination and even ask for dissolutions. So in this case, next time I will do a comparison with Lincoln's case. Yeah, let's see, do we have any history evidence talking about Abraham's Lincoln's like the murder of it, and let's see like what do people talk about him. Or maybe we can go to other prime minister who being shot and died because of it, and what happened to the murderers, right? I think we are supposed to look at all this history more, and so then we can talk more about it. But today I want to talk about the history that not history, like how the sequence go. So basically, just say okay. Starting from the year of 2022, so in July, the Shinzo Abe was being shot by a man, and he said that because of the family, it's the one who the church is ruining his family because having so many financial donation because of the church fundraising practices, and after that they say that it's because of the spiritual sales. So something it's not really like a spiritual sales, but in a sense it's much more like we say it's a indemnity, or at that time we'll call it like indemnity in the early stage of it, if I'm not mistaken. What when they do the offering, actually it's like long time ago, and at that time we still call it the indemnity period. So yeah, and if you pay, yeah, you pay. If you don't, yeah, actually nothing happened, right? And the government itself, in the 2023, like the September, and the MEXT, which is the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, and Science and Technology. They are not supposed to join into it, but whatever, they just join in, and they just say that, oh, they want to question about our church, and because we have a lot of fundraising practices. But to be honest, what do they need to do with our church, right? Like they are the education, and I mean, because they are not supposed to come into this kind of topic. This kind of topics has come from a financial department. Yeah, and then so then I think our church is much more like, oh, okay, I think we just need to give a much more easy answer because they are not really the someone, right? And so that's why they give a much more easy answer, and after that they say that, oh, in the same year October, they just file me a request to the court and say that to dissolve Japanese branch of the Unification Church, which is ridiculous. Yeah, I would just say that ridiculous. Yeah, because they say that they are practicing something organized, malicious, and continuously pressure onto the people on large donation. Well, if the large donation is not systematic, would you even believe that? If the large donation is being once, do you believe that? Which kind of organization will just only doing once? Like asking for donations like in the church. Like that's the usual way, like for them to search for some way to sustain, right? Do you see any like government really supporting towards the church right now? No. So in a sense, they need to earn their own money. They need to try to ask for some donations, and if they want to have a big project, yes, they need to ask more donations as well. But if the members are not cooperating, or like they are not being moved, and they doesn't want to spend the money, will anything change for the church? No, actually the church can't do anything to you. They can't just force your family, even though the church leader, maybe maybe the church leader, they will just making it like sounds guilty, make you sounds guilty, but actually that is the church leader's fault, that he failed to practice love in the church, and he just practicing like his own goal and his own reputations. So it's such a shame, right? And they just filed it, and the request is under the civil and administrative law. So in a way, it's the first case in Japan for a religion, like if it succeeds, it's a religion that being closed because of this kind of law. And to be honest, it's really like damaging like Japanese religion freedom. Why Japan being a long time, and I would just say that it's a much more like a soulless country. I didn't say that they don't have a good personality, they don't have a good character, but they are much more like a soulless country. If you've been to Japan, and you know what I mean. But why does it happen? And do anyone really have a answer for that? To be honest, not yet. And for me, the answer is lay on to their religious like understanding, because basically they don't really accepting any religion, and so then they having a really confusing morality inside the church. They are really systematic, at the same time they are open to it. When you open to the unknown like sequences, but at the same time you are you are trying to restricting yourself, your brain actually don't really understand it. So in this sense, you are making your brain like confused of your own morality. So that's why like the Japan is like it's not really suitable for some people who holding a much more higher like morality value onto themselves to live. Why? Because they will just find out that, oh wow, whatever, whenever I want to keep my own like standards, it always being challenged, and the challenge of the border is like a little bit weird. Sometimes it's about hierarchy, sometimes it's about like mutual understandings, and it's totally different all the time, right? I'm not saying that Japan is not good, but just that what I feel about Japan last time when I went there, from a society, I mean the environment, I just feel kind of like yeah. So 2024 they have the hearings and increased oversight of assets, and so that they are just saying that throughout the 2024, the court case proceeded. As part of that, the government and the church exchanged a written argument testimony from the former members who were heard, and private hearings took place as where the church met the statutory ground for dissolutions. So yeah, just think about it. Actually, whenever you do this kind of religious persecution, we didn't mean that it's only onto the only one side. There's only one sided of uh, the dissolution, and it's only like a crisis of dissolution. No, like there will be more people who standing on uh who don't trying to understand our church anymore, and they will just try to play victims. Even some leaders, yeah, they will just do the same thing. They will just say that, oh, all my life I already spent so much time right here, and you pay less to me, so I want to ask for more money, and they will just go and just file in a lawsuit. And then guess what, the lawsuit will just agree onto them. Because why? Because right now we have more people supporting to the idea that, oh, unification is a wrong side. So in making our church need to pay more and more and more and more and more money, and until our financially is unsustainable. And after that, maybe they don't kill it in in the law in the court case, but they can just kill it by the former members, by the hate, like the blindness, I would just say the blind hateness from the former members towards our church, and so then our church will collapse because financially, or else the church want to continue to sustain unless there is somebody who can just do the donation, right? But like right now they already like try to stopping our church to have gaining more donations. And what do you think, like, do our church have any way to sustain it? No, basically they are trying to like, okay, you are not earning any money anymore, but you need to pay all the debts, or like all the what we call that, uh tickets that you gained recently. And the tickets is not small, it's like really something big. Yeah, so it will be crazy, and that's why we say that is also something that you need to do, understand through that this kind of cases, and it was just making the Japanese like religious freedom and fall into a big situation, like a questioning situation. Yeah, and why is the religious freedom is also including the other side of it, the other religions in the, yeah. So let's see like what happened this year. And so in this year, like March, and finally like the Tokyo District Court order dissolution of church on the Japanese branch, and the court accepted MEXT request, concluding that the church fundraising practice and other activity constituted ongoing harm to public welfare. So what is public welfare? Like, to be honest, like, it's our church welfare, right? So sufficient to revoke its status under the religious corporation law. So you didn't sell with the religious corporation law, but like after that you just end it right there, and you say that it's the public welfare. The public welfare, like the do we say that it's for the Korean church, then after that they suddenly use in the Japanese church, or like in the vice versa, they say that it's for our church growth, the fund for our church growth, then after that they give it to our Korean church? Do the members give their donation without knowing all this? I don't think so. I think actually our members know it pretty well. So yeah. So finally, our FFWPU in Japan, they just stand up a little bit, and yeah, right, and they just fall in like like just immediately like filing an appeal, so with the Tokyo High Court. So the dissolution, even though it's like enforced provisionally, but it's not yet final. And yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about like what actually happened if our church being dissolved. So because of the religious freedom, actually the church members still can believe in true parents. They can still search for true parents. They still can put true parents photo and whatever things. But whatever assets in our church, it gonna be dissolved, like liquidate. It means that it needs to be public, like they will be sold to the public. You don't have a church anymore, like you cannot you cannot really like receiving funds from members. And so then Japan will suddenly become a really 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 small church, and it's not really like a good way for Japanese church, especially right now. They have so many organizations running together, and they are running like cross each other, like there's a lot of cross lines each other. So once that our church is being formed, so the next they will just find like, oh, so you have financial like cooperation with this church before, you have some exchange before, so tell me the relationship, or else I will just search for corporations, I will search for organization, and making every single of the organization can work. And so then the members have no choice, they need to leave or like go to other country. Maybe they didn't need to leave the church, but they need to go to other country, and this will become a very big issue for our church members to do like in the future, right? And also like another part, they just say that, oh, the church is like using they're using a word coercive. So just now I searched the word, and it means like forcefully, to just collecting all the funds and like just for themselves. But to be honest, it's really questionable. Like, what do you mean like forcefully? Like, do they do any like live demanding, or like do they say that, oh, if you are not giving any money, and so then you are like what we say, you need to leave our church, you will be chased out from our church, and you are no longer our members, and you will just lose all your connection with the family members because it's a blessed central family. Do they ever say that? Do they ever do that? Like, I don't really think it happened. So to be honest, I think the word is exaggerating itself, and it's a little bit like to be honest, it's a little bit, I would say, a wise serpent for them, because they are trying to exaggerate so many things, like especially in the media. The media is like really heavily onto the leftists. Recently, they have a they just made the movie. So the movie is talking about the Shinzo Abe being assassinated. So even though Shinzo Abe was being assassinated in 2022, but then up until right now, like Japanese media is like they never give up and like just keep on like trying to tell to the people saying that, oh yeah, it's the unification is taught, and they didn't stop there, and they just continue to say that, oh yeah, see this, we have a whole new movie to talk about like how wrong they are, even though we don't have any evidence. We only have a story that talked by the son, and it's not even accurate in a sense. But then like, we'll just use it. And why we are talking about it? Because we are good about it. Like, it's not good. To be honest, it's like really force making. And if our church want to make it like want to understand us like they are misinterpreting our church, yeah, totally, it's like misinterpreting it. But how many like resources we have for our church, like court case. To be honest, I think that's also part of the reason why, like, True Mother always just say that we need someone professional. True Father also say that we need someone professional. It's not that everyone needs to be in the church. Second generations, and even the first generation, we are not everyone into the church. We need to have a lot of like professionals in the society that in our church, like stay in our church, and so then when they raise up their voice, people will just believe in them. That's the thing, that's the case of it. So yeah, I think that's for today. Yeah, hope to see you all like next time. Yeah, hope you all enjoy. If you enjoy, please subscribe and like and follow my account. And yeah, please put a comment, and yeah, talk about your idea about it. It's already been a while, and we can't really just keep it quiet, like just like how True Mother's case as well. To be honest, yeah. Let's see. See you.